Hey, 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 how you doing? How are y'all doing? Thank you, Isadora. I really, really do appreciate you. And let me just link. Got it. There we go. Now we got myself married up with the YouTube side from StreamYard. You have to connect StreamYard to YouTube. And now I'm just going to quiet my fans that cool my laptop, one of those little gadgets that does that. I highly recommend one if you don't have one. Helps your laptop to last longer. I'm going to put this on quiet mode. Ooh, that's a good difference. All right. Okay, so hey guys, I'm glad to finally be able to catch up with you. Um, it's been busy at my house, just like everyone else. Things come up uh, and family members need help, and you don't get a chance to do your live. Family first and health first. And then I was just so tired afterward. I seriously almost thought I would have to put it off again today, and I thought I can't do that. I hate doing that, rescheduling. Hi, Ash, how are you? And Gail, and of course Isadora Smith, mod extraordinaire, and Ash as well is Imad. So yeah, it's been an emo last few days, and that will always wipe you out. This sweatshirt I'm wearing is huge. I don't know, I might have to take it off because it gets too bunchy, and that just makes me crazy. I hope you had an amazing day. Today is a much better day. I mean, every day, no matter if it's difficult, is still a day of lessons. You learn something if nothing else. But man, I was just, you know, when something's like emotionally exhausting, ugh. So I just slept. Um, but I'm feeling much better and I'm ready to try and read on uh, Putin and this war and this nonsense, these incursions that he's doing. I always do, in case you don't know, and you're new here, by the way. Hello, thank you. Um, I always do an opening current events reading. It kind of warms me up, and then I do the subscriber 5 questions typically. And let's see, I have 4 more spots if anyone has questions, by the way. But I will be sticking to the 5 just because it feels still a little bit, just a little off, but I'm much better. Uh, even Ash is saying, same here. Today's been a lot kinder than the last. Me too. Me too. In fact, I had to take my medicine. I have generalized panic disorder and PTSD from my accident, and that stuff got triggered this weekend. I have medicine for it, but I don't like to take it because it does make me a bit sleepy. So I hope that everyone's hanging in there and doing well. Just always remember when some days are tough, sometimes it's just good to go to bed and take care of yourself and just know that this too shall pass, really and truly. So, as I was saying, I will do these opening readings on current events, then I'll take the questions that people have, and then I do a group uh, for the channel subscribers, a reading for the week. Okay, so I think I'm going to be able to handle that today. Ah, you're leaving work. Aline, nice. Thank you. I'm glad that you're listening. Thank you so much. Hope you had a decent day at work. Is some kind of celestial occurrence. I think honestly that this is part and parcel of the energy of the eclipses doing what they're supposed to do, helping us to shed old emotions and get us to change certain things. I really do. Those were the major ones, and they were big energy. So I'm not surprised. Got your question, Ash. Okay. I have room for three more questions. I will be sticking to five though today because I'm just kind of I'm good, but I don't want to push my luck, you know? I'm babying myself. Okay. It's just one of those things too. Whenever I get really emo, it goes straight to my stomach. So it's like, I gotta quit that. Trying to learn how to deal with that better. Got it, Eileen. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Please don't come for me if I'm not. Will I be successful in your training for your job? Your birthday's October 24th. Well, you know what? Goodness me, your birthday is the day before my oldest child's birthday. Yes, Aline is number 3. Got it. We have 2 more spots. All right, let me just shuffle up these cards. My bed is a mess over here, and I just can't be bothered. Oh well. Well, trust your instincts, Ash. Ash is saying that it's a strong urge to move out of the shelter that you're in. You can't stand the environment, negative, verbal ickiness. Yeah, no, it's not good for you. It can, it matters. I was just thinking yesterday, because there's so much upsetting things, let's face it, that we hear in the news. It can get you down. And luckily, I've had the dreams I've had, and that's why I try to share them with you guys and really help you to hold on to them if you haven't had them yourselves, because this isn't for nothing. We are going to move toward the light, and we actually are moving closer to the light, even though we're moving through the dark right now. But we're moving through a very dark time in history. Not like I have to tell you. Um, but you're right, Ash. And just keep asking the divine to help you to open you up and help you to shift to the better, healthier spot. It is produced, right? Hmm, it is produced. I'm afraid that maybe if you're, I might be off on what you're saying there, Aline. Sorry. So October, that time is so busy at my house because um my oldest daughter's birthday is the 25th, and then our anniversary is the 27th, and then my husband's birthday's on Halloween. So it's like, woo! I don't even remember October usually. I know the universe will help me. Yes. And that's it. As long as you keep busy trying to help yourself and you ask for help, that's much you can do. That is much as you can do, and you just kind of have to release it, and that's very hard to not want to control everything. But fear never helps. It just doesn't. Fear just clouds your mind, and I work really hard along with most of you, I'm sure, just to like, okay, I gotta let that go. That's gonna make me sick. I think meant pronounced right. Oh, thank you. It's pronounced right. Yeah. See, my brain. Good morning, all Miss T. Hello, all Shirley. We are in the tower now. Yes. Yes. We are in that in it there's gonna be some more, before he topples. And that's so keep that in mind. And really, as I've repeatedly said, and I know a lot of other readers are telling you too, when it gets too much, and switch it up. I don't know, go garden if you can, but go out and hug a tree, pet your kitty cats, your dog. Totally ignore that part of the world, when Jesus said, what was it, to not basically, I'm going to paraphrase him, but to basically not get caught up too much in the ways of the world. Keep your own environment as healthy as possible, right? And healthy, balanced, simple. Sunshine makes me happy now. I can enjoy very simple things. My brain actually does hurt as well, Isadora, trying to get through all of this. Got you, James Rodriguez is and Felicity. So you guys are the last two. Alrighty, now I have to really stick to it. That's gonna be it for the questions, no more. So anybody coming later is probably gonna be annoyed, but I'll have to wait or go to another reader. Okay. So I feel y'all. I really do. Just gotta keep feeding ourselves good food for the soul. That's one of the reasons why it sounds so trite, but the TLC is not for nothing. We've got to detoxify ourselves from this junk and not take on what isn't ours, you know? So, and if you're a very empathetic person, that can be challenging. So, we just have to know and turn it over to a higher power, what is beyond us. Do all we can and turn it over. That's all we can do. And just try to be good people, just basically good people. God does not expect, or the divine does not expect perfection. That's a human thing. We place a lot of human rules upon the divine that just aren't applicable. How do I know that? Through NDE experiences. Trust me, I've had bad health. um, I've trying not to have that happen, but it's such an eye opener. And this is a time truly of awakening. Really is truly one of awakening. Oh, let's see. Ash has an update. Let's look in at that now before I do the opening current events readings, and then I get to yours. All right. Let's see. Ash is saying, also, Maya, I have an update. I decided to go with the dating coach in terms of my uh, friends with benefits situation. He's very sweet. Aw, and he's beautiful inside and out. I thought that and the cards showed that too, that he would be more compassionate, more like, you know, you want that. You want someone that's empathetic, I think, anyway. Yes, I did. I did. I think it's good to have someone that is more aware of feelings. You know, a lot of people aren't, unfortunately. That maturity is not automatic for everyone, unfortunately. But I'm so glad. Excuse me. I am so glad. And I'm, you know, everyone needs to know that you deserve someone that treats you well. You don't, there's nothing that would, no one should ever treat you poorly. And if they are, they got problems. Don't walk. Okay. They've got some new features here on StreamYard now. It's pretty cool. See, you can see the chat now with me. I clicked the button so you can see it. It always bothered me that you couldn't view the chat log. I like that. I like it. It's kind of small, but you know, if I was viewing it through my not through my StreamYard studio, it would be different. I hope. I'll have to take a look at that afterward and play it back. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's get into this. So I have Putin and his incursions, going to take a look at his energy, and this, he really gets up my nose. And him bothering people, you know, other nations by sending drones over and all that kind of stuff. Um, let's see. And then we want to take a look at, oh, yes, I wanted to take a look at the message that a bunch of children in Africa received during a UFO event that's widely known, and it happened in 1999. Now, there's been a few of them at schools that happened, but if you want to look it up, it was the ARIEL Ariel School, and it was in Zimbabwe, in Africa, so South Africa, yes. So, thanks. Um, Today I thought I'd give us a library with butterflies and a hill in the background looking like the hills out here in Northern California. We have a lot of rolling hills. It matters to me. It does. I like to create an atmosphere, you know? The energy matters. So, and then we're going to take a look at Erica Kirk real quick. If I can squeeze that all in, I'll try and do it. If not, um, I will just do it in one of them in a video, but I would like to start with that. All right. So let's just focus on, let's start with Putin and his incursions. It really bothers me that he's trying to provoke somebody to give him a reason. But sometimes I think the bully needs to get a black eye. You know what I mean? For instance, my mom had a very funny ethnic last name. And when she came to America, fleeing Europe because of the Second World War, because of Hitler, people like Trump, really, Um, Erica's weird. Erica gives me bad cards. That's why I need to look at her. Need, and my guides were saying, let's spend a little more time on that one. So it's like, okay, I'm taking note. That's why I want to look at her. There's just not something kosher. And who am I to say something about somebody I've never met? But when I get that vibe, I am a fool to ignore it. I have to look at it. So we're going to take a look at her. But right now, I want to take a look at Putin and his incursions. And I'm trying to think of, it's the way you get the question. Sometimes it takes me a moment, but I want to see if he's going to be stopped, if he's going to knock that crap off, if somebody flexes back. I'm so tired. I mean, of nobody doing anything. And I know they have to be ever so careful, but screw it. You know, I'm not talking about the populace, but his military, you know, spots and things like that. Those should be, hey, you're gonna incur, try and do stuff. Okay, you're crossing the line. Just like I said, Zelensky, I saw that they would be making Moscow's military targets. They would be going in and go, things to the Kremlin. And I still think that's gonna, you know, get more heated, more targets in Moscow. He's going to rattle Putin. I just feel it so strong. All right, but let's just see now. I want to see if he's going to be given some shut up sauce, as we say in the States. Hey there, James. Got your question? I do an opening reading, in case you don't know, before I do a few opening readings sometimes before I take subscribers, and then I do a group reading for which is for all subscribers. So just hang in there. Know that I will get to your question and anyone else that's asking a question. That's how it's done. So just go with the flow, and I'm so happy to have you here. And bless you and bless your families. I know this is a hard time right now for us all. And My empathy is real. I do care because I think when things are equal for everybody, we all win. You know? Why people gotta be so whatever. All right. It's fear. That's why you gotta show fear the door. Sometimes fear is useful, sometimes it'll save your life. But when you let fear drive the car, so to speak, you're asking for trouble. And that's what Putin does. All these cowards like Putin and Trump, they're cowards. They're fearful. They're fear based. That's why their message is always negative, and how they never build anything that is, you know. Hey, Marianne, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. That's all right. Better late than never. Oh, the questions are all taken up, but I do hope that you'll listen in because I do give a group reading, as you know, at the end for everybody. It's for all subscribers. Yeah, and prayers for those. That's just terrible. There in I have a lot of friends that I've met that are Mormon, and you know, it's not what I believe, but it's not all about me or anyone else. But they've never done anything to me or been unkind. I've only had good experiences. Um, and just that anyone would be sitting in a place where they're trying to connect with God, they're trying to make that part of their life, even if it's not as much as we would like it in certain ways. At least I suppose they're trying. Nobody should be having to have armed guards just to go to church. It's just insane now. They are dysregulated bullies. Exactly, Miss T. They have maladapted. They have quote unquote coping techniques. They're so weak and thin skinned and a bunch of cowards and crybabies. They can't take words. They can't be strong enough in themselves to know who they are, to just let insults or differences bounce off. It's like, grow the heck up. My word. You can't, you got to get some thicker skin and you need to learn to be, a grown up. Yeah, 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 yeah. Once again, bouncing back to chicken crap Putin oversees, the other coward that has to try and bully everyone and threaten everyone because he actually he's a killer. Somebody needs to, you know, give him a little shut up sauce. So let's just see. I want to take a look at first these incursions, if there could be something that we may not hear about that, he has occurred. Maybe we would hear about it, but is somebody going to step up and surprise him besides Ukraine, who's got to do all the dirty work, which I don't think is fair? And Ash is saying, I'm sorry, Mimi Doll, we're not taking any more questions, but if you want to, bring it for next sun next Sunday, because it's Sundays that I usually have them, but I was not well and I had issues, family going on. Um, you can do that. I wish I could take it, but I can't. Otherwise, I'll be too spun, too tired. But I do appreciate you subscribing and being here. I appreciate your presence and bless you. Bless you, honey. Whatever your needs, I can definitely do that. Oh, Leos and Tauruses, by the way, my dad's a Taurus and his wife is a Leo, and they get on very well. Something about that combo is pretty good. But I'm sorry, I was going to say what Ash was saying, still can't get over the big orange doofus trying to scam his way to heaven. You know how when I did the reading, I don't know if you saw it, it was during a live, but it showed that everything is transactional. I mean, it's like, duh, I should have known that, but it doesn't make sense. But I guess it doesn't have to. He sees it as transactional. He cannot get that transactional habit way of thinking um, out of his head. And it's like, dude, God has told us to do good deeds, store up your good deeds, be genuinely nice. It's real simple. Just treat others how you want to be treated and maybe go the extra mile for somebody that's stuck or something. It's not hard. They just don't want to do it. It's children throwing a temper tantrum. Oh, thank you, Mimi. The thing is, too, Mimi, at the end, I do a group reading for us all. So, for all the subscribers. And if you have to step away or something, you can play this back and catch that part and take it into mind for your week ahead. I always do that. Um, so thank you. And thank you, Ash, and my fabulous mods for letting her know how it goes here. I appreciate that. All right. It's just amazing. And then, oh, we could go on. One Sunday we're just going to have a chat Sunday, maybe next one, so we can just talk about all the nonsense and sprinkle in some readings because I'd like to do that. I think I need to do that, switch it up a little. Okay. Let's look and see if something might be coming back to Putin with him doing these incursions because he just thinks, hey, screw you guys. I'm going to be a jerk. Got paper from my card here. I side to side shuffle pattern. I hope the sound is okay. I've had some folks say that it wasn't loud enough. I've got this up as loud as it'll go, and I'm trying to project my voice too. So, all right. Now, Putin is a Libra, but he does have that naughty Scorpio moon. Unfortunately, he does not have the awesome Scorpio side, which is a shame. What a little beastie. Thank you guys. It sounds good in my headphones and everything. So hopefully, if people are on a phone or a laptop with maybe not that great of speakers, always try to remember to use the closed caption. I always try and make sure that my videos and lives, whenever I can put on a closed caption setting, will get it. After a live, it takes a while as it's uploading to, I don't know what, whatever YouTube does, but then the closed caption settings will show up. You make sure you use that and invest in a pair of earbuds or headphones. Sometimes I have to use them as well. All right. Okay. So let's see. I'm picturing Putin and I'm picturing like the drones, him sending them over and encouraging in incursion, his favorite thing to do. And I just want to know, is he going to get smacked on the hand? Is he going to get something, a little something, something to break him of that bad habit? I know that they have to be so careful because he's just looking for an excuse. But you know what? You can't always let him have his way and go around his eggshells, that he's making you walk on. He is definitely the dark side of Scorp. Mm-mm-mm. We'll have to go into that. I find it fascinating to read on and to think about in a psychological point of view because it's just like, geez, how did you turn into such a monster? Power and wealth. All right, so let's see. Is Putin going to get something back if he keeps doing these incursions? Is he going to finally get something back? Okay, let's see what we get. I need to stretch. All right. We're getting the past and we're getting children and innocence. And it's because he often uses people, especially children, I'm sorry to say, as human shields. So I'm bringing that meaning into it. Let's see. And it is the card of the past. And we do have, I think, yes, there's something that's going to be coming to him. And it could deal with a past target of children, a school. I'll have to look and see where he's at in targeting people and places. But the bottom line here with this card is it does represent nostalgia, the past, but also innocence. And the innocent, it's like civilian. These would be like civilian targets. And this is a deeper look. This is a quiet, I would say, possible black op on someone's part, some nation's part, or maybe more than one nation. But this is a quiet looking deeper into the shadows to respond to something from the past where there may have been a civilian target and it could have dealt with children here recently. All right. Or it could be yet to play out, unfortunately, too. So we'll just take the information, put it on the mental shelf. Yes, there is something coming. And he's going to start to be a little anxious. He's caused enough anxiety in other people and enough loss of sleep. I think Ukraine is going to get, with the Ace of Pentacles, some assistance, some perhaps uh, more weaponry that is aging and, that that other nations can give. It kind of is a win-win. But I see the coin, and I'm getting that phrase of it's being flipped. It's going to be his turn to start to sweat. Now I know that one of his hoity-toity places, I think oh, there in Crimea was targeted, and there were people there, some of his folks that would use his place. I didn't get a chance because of being absorbed in family stuff and trying to feel better. I didn't get a chance to read further into that, to know if any of his friends that may have been using the building or the bunker, whatever it is, uh, if there were any deaths or anything. But this shows me right here what I wanted to know, really. And that is that, yes, someone's planning it. It's on the quiet side. Here we have the acts of aggression and war, and it's paired with take that. Here's some shut up sauce. And it's clear. It brings clarity. It's finality, it's a severing. It can be pretty devastating when you get that Ace of Swords because it's often like chopping, something down or something's definite. There's no question about it. So, yes, there is going to be a response back. And I think for more than one country that he's doing this to. That would make sense. Let's see what else we get. People are actually hard at work on this. He just, I'm sure he knows to expect something, but whatever it is, I think there's a lot of careful, repetitive perfection going on in what they're planning or creating for him. And they're just juggling things right now. So I think it's coming. Something is coming that's going to be devastating for him and to his military targets, for sure. Maybe with the water in the background, this could be dealing with the subs. I don't know. And we get the 10 of cups. We're talking about family and children again that are being highlighted. And the 10 of swords. This is because he's been targeting civilians and innocents. I think he's going to be facing issues of his own that are going to severely affect people living in Moscow, the families and whatnot. Not that I think that they will be targeted by the Ukraine. No, I think it's possible that the something could end up being sabotaged, or it's because they don't take care of things. There could be a failure that results in a loss of life, and families. There's a lot of corruption there. This also feels like something that could happen. It could turn more people in his country even more against him. It's just a vibe I'm getting. Yeah, this does feel like loss of life. We have the Ace of Wands, a new beginning. Um, and there's enthusiasm, there's adrenaline, there's action opening up. And this does represent fire, often like gunfire, you know. And here, now this is interesting with the Hanged Man. There's people are going to see once again a different side of things. Start to begin to see a different side of things with him. And I think it's going to affect uh, even more people not supporting him in his own country. The sacrifice, the hangman of their people, they're just feeling like he's just slaughtering them, his own people. There's no care there. Okay, we're getting a Queen of Cups and the Fool. So there's a new start. Oh, childishness as well. Sensitivity. I think he's going to come out. I think that's actually him, even though it's a feminine card, because the moon, he does have his moon in Scorpio. And I think that Queen of Cups could be him, the fool, who's then going to want to take a bigger, more riskier chance, a foolish chance based on emotion, out of emotion. They say that making any decision when you're highly emotional is stupid. And I'm willing to bet that that's him. And we get another queen, and this time it's the Queen of Swords. And she's going to show dishonesty. She's showing him out, pointing out theft or at least dishonesty in what he's claiming. it's going to be really, I just feel like, and also I've always seen more women not supporting him. And I'm, especially the mothers of all these young men and women that are dying for this unfortunate and sickening war that he's seeking just to give himself a legacy, where he's trying to take back uh, the Soviet Union, so to speak. He's just something else. Okay, so there's something definitely that's going to be pretty devastating to him coming. All right, that answered that. Now, there was just another bit of that I wanted to see. Is Ukraine, at the end of the day, going to shut down Russians Russia's military ability to advance? Is it going to get to that point? I feel like more and more nations are going to, and that's what we've been seeing, come to their support. And I just want to just like to check in. I've learned my lesson about, you know, with the last election, you got to look because they cheat, they do all kinds of stuff. So let's just take a look. Is Ukraine blessed to get Russia out of their land? Will they win this? I'm asking my higher self, the Holy Spirit. I like working with the Holy Spirit. I hear a yes in my head, but just going to see what the cards have to say. That's a yes. Look at that. The Knight of Swords. Fierce. Yes. And another knight, a Knight of Wands. Yes. I do believe they're going to get the edge that they need by help through the Lovers card. Could be a formal agreement of help, support, and divine blessing involved with that angel. Yes, with the Eight of Wands. So keep those prayers going, folks, because they are like they're light, you know? And it's such a dark time. The more light we can send, the better. So yes, at the end of the day, Ukraine is going to walk away with their land and they're going to win this. They are destined. There's something here with the angel. Those are the signs I'm looking for. You have to be patient. This takes time. And using the intuition, there's also things that have not yet played out and revealed themselves, things we're not aware of that will come into place. So just hold out the hope and send so much love. I'm so glad that you do. Thank you. I try to every time that, especially when I read the news. So that's very hopeful. So we need readings and things like this so that while we're going through difficult times, we light that candle, of hope. And I'm telling you, we have hope. Don't let it don't let it rob you of your peace. Do not allow it. Guard your peace like you would, you know, your mother. All right. Ooh, I'm starting to get that psychic warmth. I might have to take off this sweatshirt. Okay, next question, real quick. The UFO thing, and then Erica, and then you guys, and then group reading. Okay. Now, the children gathered around the craft when it landed um, a little bit off from their playground, from what I understand, in 1991 in Zimbabwe at Ariel, like the angel, Ariel school. And they sent a telepathic message to some, not all of the children. Um, and they told them that they needed to take over care of the earth because we are damaging the planet and it is in danger. And this was back in 91. And I thought it was interesting that they were telling these children, like, you need to, uh, as you grow, get involved to save your planet. So I just want to take a look at that message and see if there's anything more that they wanted. Oh, Sandy, thank you. I'm not taking any more questions, but I can tell you without a doubt your husband's definitely watching over you. And they are proud of every effort we make when we got to deal with difficult stuff. You bet. You bet they are there. Um, that is important to them. It's it's so unfortunate that we are so numbed up from the veil that we when we come to this planet that I think some of that's going to change, but that's why we're going through what we're going through now. But you just know that absolutely, and he knows what's in your heart. He knows how you feel. You know it. All right. So let's see what the aliens' message was. Make sure I get it incomplete. You know what? I'm getting so flippin' warm. Y'all, hold on a minute. I've got to slip this sweatshirt off. Ooh, it's very warm. All right. I'll have to make this sweatshirt definitely set aside for when it's really cold. It's very humid here and it's just a bit too warm. I'm wearing my Tanya Tucker shirt. All right. Glasses back on to save my eyeballs. Okay. All right. You know what? Hmm. I'm just thinking, do I want to use a different deck? No, I don't think so. I'll use this one first, and then I'll take a look. All right. And again, thank you guys for popping in and lurking. And if you could give me a thumbs up and help my little channel chug, 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 I'd appreciate it. Thank you so much. And bless you. All right. So, Holy Spirit, you help me to read this accurately and clearly. What, and all my readings, please. What was the message that they wanted to convey? Is there anything that we need to be aware of that may not have been conveyed as it should have been? Help me to see the message and relay it. Please and thank you. Always thank you for all the help, especially with my thick head. Ooh, I'm getting warm. Okay, let's see what they wanted to say. Um, okay. All right, well, we get the Emperor and the Seven of Pentacles. And this is about rulership, authority, and going towards a goal to take care and tend. See, he's got the hoe, he's tending the earth and growing things. And a lot of our agricultural practices have done great damage to topsoil and Monsanto using their crappy stuff, which has put forever chemicals into the water and all sorts of things. Yeah, this is a this is like, to me, they're talking about an authority that would be patient and mindful toward working on helping the environment, making that a goal. Literally, that's the Seven of Pentacles, the earth. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, the Three of Swords in the Tower. They see that there's going to be illness and suffering that's unexpected, as well as, I'm sure, are weather events, because the earth is trying to heal itself, and it's responding to not only natural things that occur, but also man-made. And to me, this is also us making ourselves ill or injured by what we're doing. And that can only happen for so long, and you can only live in, the tower for so long until it gets struck by lightning, till you don't get the message, until, you got to learn the hard way. Yes, and here we are learning the hard way. We've the bandage around the head and trying to protect. To me, these are the protesters. These are the people that are trying to uh, say, no, you can't do that. You know, forming a line and not letting people through. And yes, I feel like because we have issues with the water and there's been loss, a great loss of, as we know, many different species are being lost due to climate change as well and what's happening. So it is a struggle to survive, and it's going to test us. It's going to be difficult here. This is not a joke. And there's going to be loss of life there with the card of mourning and grief. But I think, unfortunately, it's going to take a good dose of this to get the politicians to do what they should. We've got the Hierophant. This is the way people think, very limited in some ways. And I think this also touches, however, on education and changing, I think, the old information to something new, bringing new information in where old information is out, obsolete, is my feeling. Yeah, the King of Swords and the Hanged Man. So it's the need to look at this from another point of view and to look at it with awareness. And I feel like I just got the word civil, like engineer, someone that would be working with creating places in ways that are thoughtful due to the change in climate and whatnot. I felt like an architect. I feel like people getting smarter about how, like, don't build near, right on the water anymore. Um, I really do feel like there's going to be a change in attitude and there's clarity there. And I just get a real strong feeling of architecture changes in that. And this is calling people to stop their nonsense and to see the bigger picture, to make the life changes that they need to make, because you're going to have to make them whether you acknowledge this or not. It's coming. It's not going to be stopped. This is a wake up call. And you need to take care of the environment, and you cannot live with being stubborn about it. And it's because you're going to be saying that as the flood takes your house away. We have the magician. This is manipulation. This is communication. And we have the death card. We have the card of assistance and help. I think that they see a lot of us perish in these events. And they can't really help. I think sometimes they can, sometimes they can't. I think there's definitely here an energy of observing the earth, as you can see, and realizing that we need to help each other, that we need help. And maybe that's why they stopped and made that landing and told those kids, you're going to have to step up because this is what's going to happen. A lot of the kids said that they were experiencing like visions of what was things that were going to come. And that's what I think this is about. It's where we're doing things where we're causing death, that doesn't have to happen. And on a more positive note, we can change this. We can change this. There's still time to mitigate some things. Some things not, but it's time to change. It's time to go in a new direction. Yeah, it's just going to become too intense and too heavy and quickening. We get the quickening energy with the 8 of Wands and the 10 of Wands, where it just is be overwhelming. Okay. So the hand will be forced, unfortunately, through a mass loss. But it does look like that we will go toward it eventually, but only after we've, you know, stopped listening to politicians and people that have been paid off by lobbyists. All right. My third and last opening question is for Erica Kirk. What is going on with her? Was she involved by chance in this weird event where her husband is concerned? I know that might sound terrible, and I'm sorry, but she's just given me ghoulish vibes. I gotta ask, is she in any way, or was she in any way involved? Because that looks so set up. I don't know about you, but I just don't know that that kid did this. I just smell a setup. And and if he shot, and I don't know, there's just something not right. Something's just not right here. Is she connected to anything behind the scenes that we're not aware of, where this is involved? His passing. Because now she's all getting in charge of stuff, and they were saying women can't, teach or instruct. That's what he was saying. So it's like, what's going on with this? So is she somehow underhandedly involved in this, or is she just being underhanded now? What is it? She's a Scorpio, by the way. I'm pretty sure. Erica Kirk. All right. See what we get. Hmm. Well, this is definitely looking at financial and profit possibilities that could open up from it. There could be a hand in it. That's very studious, like details to me. And it's paired with the past. And I don't know, there's framing him up as innocent, perhaps, or bringing him in to be viewed as innocent. Definitely trying, at the very least, to control the narrative or to rewrite it. You start there with that page. And there's maybe using the children. I don't know. I hope not. Not stable. Juggling things. Also, we're looking at money again. And there's a King of Wands, a male figure. Maybe this was him. I'm feeling maybe they were having some kind of financial challenges a little bit. Now, I'm not saying that she, did or didn't, but I definitely feel, rather that she did, but I definitely feel like she's at the very least looking to milk this. I don't know. I hate saying that about people, but that's what I'm seeing. Here's the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Cups. That could be another female figure and male figure that she's working with, potentially, but definitely two women, her and another woman. And limited thinking with the Eight of Swords. And they keep trying to push this narrative. I think they're trying to expand it, but I don't think for some reason with that Eight of Swords that it is um gonna take off. It feels like it's stuck. It doesn't feel like she's able to make it fly, so to speak. It feels like it's grounded. It's but I feel like she's definitely working with other people trying to take advantage of this situation. The Lovers. Now this is some kind of an agreement. It was her husband, but let's just see here. And we do have pride, ego, uh the Nine of Cups. So I think she's going to get support by people that she is looking to get it from. It's like a wish card come true for her, but she's got a lot of ego here. A lot of it feels very staged for, appearances. She's wanting to present a united front behind her. We have the Three of Cups. Yes, she's definitely working now. Now we've gone from the page to the knight. So she's advancing financially and I think physically manifesting a plan. It's coming together. It might be a little bit slower than what she wanted, but I see her feeling jubilant that there is some sort of, I think, the groundswell that she's getting where people are just ridiculous about him, that making more of him being kinder and whatnot than he was. Ace of Cups, she's appealing to the emotions. She's trying to. And the Devil, she's manipulative. She is manipulating people, their emotions, That's why her energy is hinky as heck. I This is not the first time I've gotten the devil with her. There's corruption and corrupt, I feel like manipulation, trying to control people through their emotions, trying to whip up sentiment in people, continuing to try and do that. And she's got a plan. And it's that, you know, extreme religious crap. This is the Hierophant. This is the conservative religious plan that she's working through them. She's probably getting money through them as well, churches and things like that that support her. Probably to go and speak, my guess. Yeah. She's got a little I feel like she's working with a small group of people. That's the second time she's gotten a 3. So, more than one, she's got people working alongside her to try and use his passing to her advantage. There's a financial perspective here that's very clear. And it's very going to be exposed that she's working with, as well, certain people. Maybe certain two. I got that before, didn't I? Male and female. I wonder if that King of Wands could be J.D. Vance. There's a lot of people it could be. And here's the cover up. It's not what it seems. And she's using people's fear and to make herself independently wealthy, utilizing and harnessing uncertainty so that she can make money off of that message. She does not want to be poor. And I don't know, is there a relationship that she has that we're not aware of? Kind of makes me wonder. This looks like a passionate, I would say, bond. Oh, that's a card usually of betrayal, sometimes cheating and fighting. There's betrayal and fighting. I wonder if this is something that could come out. Maybe she gets too close to someone and it looks like it makes waves. Yeah, then she's going to be worrying. She's not going to, oh, she's not, I see her worrying about getting people slinging and trolling her. Really, James, thank you. I try not to watch other people's videos that read because number one, I don't want to be affected. There's a few that I'll watch, but I often, cards will be the last thing I kind of want to look at. I kind of want to, but that's, so I depend on people like you to tell me that. All right. What else? She wants control. Despite the fact that they're on about women can't teach, women can't, blah, blah, blah. She's doing everything right now that Charlie was against. So she's taking control. She wants to do it her way, the hermit. So the issue, though, too, I think here is people reflecting on her need to control. I think there'll be some people that are like, wait a minute. I'm not going to send her that money. Yeah. I need a donation because she's trying to fundraise or something. Probably for that. What is that? That thing that he was working for, that there's a certain name of it. It's a She's trying to take over that and getting Trump, I think, to feel sorry for her, maybe. I don't know. She's really manipulative emotionally. I'd stay away from her. She's not honest. This is trying to run off with the money, take the money and run, be dishonest, and word salad them when they try to hold you to account. Again, manipulation and keeping secrets. There's things we do not know about, you all. There's things we don't know about, which isn't surprising, but we do have a card of completion coming. An ending. And where a King of Cups is concerned, there might be information that comes from overseas. I don't know, but something I think important with that Page of Pentacles, some kind of receipt that might look badly on her. There's something there that she's not anticipating. And it has to do with money. King of Pentacles, maybe people that she's hitting up for it. And a change with the Wheel of Fortune. And I see also a very wealthy woman here. So she's going to be like, I think, courting wealth. Her father worked for Trump in New York. She was Miss Trump. And okay, that turning point, that was it. Let's see, is she ever going to be stopped? Let's just cut through the mustard and I'll get to your all's readings. Because I'll do another deep dive on her another day. Shoo, she's corrupt. She's definitely not one of those little trad wives that's submissive and all of that. I'll tell you, she would, she probably was passive aggressive playing him for, I have a feeling she might have been more clever than him. All right, let's see. Is she going to be stopped or exposed in a way that stops her in her tracks and this turning point group? Because I'm kind of getting a vibe that that might happen at some point. Erica Kirk, is she going to be exposed for fraud or something? Because she's all about those coins and she's not very sincere. I do get the Five of Swords. This, yeah, this is someone that goes over the top. Maybe she's going to say something that's going to hit people up wrong. Yeah, she really needs to reel in her neck. This is self moderation and not being such a cruel, uh, sharp, sharp tongued person, a bully, watching what she says. She's going to maybe upset her own apple cart with her own dumb mouth. She lives in delusional fantasy land, probably peddling another fantasy. And I think she's going to get her hand smacked quickly with that I'm sorry, with that Knight of Swords. I think she's going to be trying to, what's again, stir up delusional emotion out of people. But I do think they're going to be more people that go, the Three of Swords. And people are like, nah. So she doesn't, I think, if anything, what's going to be shown is that she has indifference. She's fine with betraying the nation, betraying other people to get what she wants, and she's sneaky. She appeals through the emotions. She might tell a variety of stories as well. And she's ruthless. I would just give her wide berth, really. She will have to walk away. There is walking away here. Having to abandon something, walk away. Too much stress. She's going to undo herself, I believe, with her mouth. Okay. All right, you guys, let's get on to your questions now. All right. So, Isadora wants to know if she is ever going to know inner peace within her heart. I'm going to use the Soul's Journey uh, lesson cards. Going to try them out for this reading by James Van Praagh. Okay. Oh, really? Another MAGA influencer is not happy with her. It looks like that's going to continue to happen because it looks like to me she's going to step on big, major toes. And it looks like her mouth, you know, is going to be her worst enemy. I'll definitely have to do a deep dive on her. She's something else. God, I feel sorry for those kids. Ugh. Didn't Erica own an adoption agency in Romania that was investigated due to trafficking? Apparently, the orange doofus was involved in some way too. Wouldn't surprise me, but I don't know. Like I said, I need to read up more on her issues. But with that card that she got showing corruption, I gotta say, something like that would not be surprising. And especially where we're getting cards about children, Ash. Um, and trying to appeal like she's, Betty Crocker or something. All right. So let's take a look, Isadora. Will you ever know inner peace within your heart while you are on earth? I feel like yes. All right, guides. Please choose whatever cards are important for Isadora. Finding peace within her heart. Will she ever get that sorted? Get that level. Let's see what we get. Remember Betty Crocker? Freedom. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. I feel like yes. It's just something that I think you're working on and will continue toward. Let's see what the matching card that goes with it. Health. Isn't that beautiful? It's green. That's why it's not showing up as well here. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. So taking care of yourself, using your freedom of will to create happiness in your own life, taking action to create that freedom of things that you are attracted to, feel like, your environment, your space, whatever it is, how you live, the people in your life. So honoring your well-being is definitely there on all levels, mind, body, spirit, and you have freedom. And forgiveness is key. All right. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. So that's why letting go and just as difficult as it can be doesn't mean you forget, but rather than holding the grudge, just releasing it for your own well-being. If you've got hard feelings, and I I realized that I was holding some feelings I didn't know I had the other night, and I just thought, wow, that's I can let go of that now. Felt really good to remember that, like, oh yeah, I can let that go. All right, a few more cards. I'm getting trust. And it says that I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. So follow your intuition. Trust your intuition. Uh, Release any resentments that block the flow of love. Use your freedom to create happiness in your life. And TLC, take care of your physical vessel as well as your spiritual vessel and happiness. Now, you can't see that, but it says, I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. So you're on the right path. And I think that you will have peace. It's a balancing act. There's always going to be something to come along and try and upset the apple cart, but as long as you can, like I was saying, like leave the world to be its worldliness and make your, world a place of peace. That's key. Honoring your body, taking care of it, um, on all levels. And I get pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone because we're all connected. So yes, I think it's saying you're going on the right track and to be patient. We have the card also of patience. And it says, I accept that everything happens in divine order. So it's saying that yes, you're going towards that, and to keep up with that, it's you're tracking and you're not sliding back. You're doing the work and it's showing up. So that's really, really good. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and set this one aside. And and I think you will. So, keep at it. Keep at it. Some days will be more peaceful than others. Take whatever day you can get, whatever 2 seconds, 5 seconds, whatever you can get that's peaceful. We can do it. Okay. So I say yes. I see you working on it, and it's letting you know you're on the right path. All right, now we have Ash, then Aline, Felicity, and James. All right. And thank you so much for staying with me. I appreciate it. Will I be able to get my own place or move in with a friend, roommate soon? My academic personal counselor is referring me to a caseworker who I think you said was going to look into some things for you, right? All right. I think yes. You're not meant to be living in that shelter, that place, or those kinds of places. There's going to be a shift and a change, and I feel like I'm seeing the wheel of fortune chariot in my mind of you moving. But let's just see what comes up. Um, is Ash going to be able to find a roommate that's a healthy setup, so they can get out of these places that are temporary, like the shelter? It's just not the greatest. And is his counselor going to be able to help him out in finding a place to live with others? Roommate situation or whatever. And we ask the Most High to please guide, make sure that Ash gets connected with good roommates. All right, Ash, let's see what we get for you. Yes, look at that. You're working with people, more than one. So I think that that's the counselor and maybe some other people helping you out. And I think that that's great, that the teamwork is the way to go. And look, another three. And that's the Three of Wands, looking forward, looking toward expanding and looking, I think, out there, so to speak, of a place to live. I bet. Yes. So that looks good. You got people in your corner helping to expand this energy and looking for a place. And the Ten of Pentacles. I feel like there's a lot of people. This could be a dorm or something like that. Um, Usually that's my family card, but to me, it's a group of people. And yes, with justice, this is going to work out. There is balance. There will be a decision that is made. There might be a couple places, but maybe like a dorm or something, apartment, where there's a lot of people in one kind of larger building or something like that. Definitely. I see balance there. It's coming. And yes, the Empress. Okay. That's abundance and independence with the Nine of Pentacles. That's also a great deal of money. Hmm. Where's all this money coming from? Is it, I know your family's probably not like the Rockefellers or anything, but I feel like there's going to be some sort, at the very least, independence coming your way. And there is an issue where there is money. And I see an abundance in someone that maybe there's someone that needs a roommate. I don't know. I see it working out though. And I see independence. So you're not in that environment and it's in a healthier environment. In fact, a nurturing environment, maybe with more females. I'm not sure. Feminine energy there is very strong. Couple more cards. It looks good, sweetheart. Yes, bigger change, big lifetime uh, change coming. Um, and you're going to see the bigger picture and make the changes you need to make. Yes, there you are, switching, juggling. I feel like moving. It also might be a bit hectic, but you're getting out of there. I see the Queen of Swords. I feel like that's the female that's helping you. Yeah, there's the home card with the Four of Wands. There you go. You're going to eventually get a place and it looks harmonious. All right? And there might be some funding or something. That looks really good for you. And I'm praying for you too, lifting you up and just asking God to help you, direct you. All right? That looks good. And that's great. Yeah, I love this. Wherever I go, I want to feel safe, comfortable, and closer to college. It looks like you're going to, with the help of other people, get that figured out. And that looked really good. So just keep working away. Know there's light at the end of this tunnel. There is. All right. And it's good that you have other people helping you. I think that it's necessary in this case. That's why they showed up. All right. Let's go to Aline. Will I be successful in training for my job? All righty. There we go. Let's see. Aline. What deck do I want to use? I want to use the same deck again. Yeah, I think so. All right. So is Aline asking the Most High and giving thanks going to be successful in training for her job? Is there anything that she needs to know about that training? Um, can you give her any needed encouragement, any um, advice? So, is she going to successfully catch on to the training that she's going to be having? Aline, yes or no? Yes, you're going to master that stuff. I think you're going to be taught well using certain tools. You see that the magician has a variety of certain tools on their altar, and they are manifesting into the physical world what they are creating in their mind. So, yes, I feel like that training, that figuring out how to do something and how to communicate along with it is happening. Yes, I feel like this is you absorbing it. So I think that you will be successful. You just need to get past any thoughts that you can't do this or not going to be able to figure out how. You will figure out a way around things, okay? Don't think out of the box, okay? Be willing to think outside the box. I think you're going to surprise yourself. because what's going to make you feel down is you holding on to limited thinking. That's going to make you feel like you're not enough, but you are. You're fine. So let go of limited thinking and just let it be open. Think outside the box. I see the Knight of Wands. This is enthusiasm. And I feel like you will catch on and have enthusiasm. Know, get the groove. You know what I mean? The movements of what, do this, do that, you know. I feel like you will get the swing of it. Yeah, the Ten of Cups. Yeah, it's going to work out. Okay? You're going to get the swing of it. Now, it's always going to require patience when we're trying to correct and create a balance with that we, not too little, not too much, kind of, that midway. So, but I see you doing it, girl. I see you doing it. You're going to get it. Just open to receive and just to think outside the box. And don't try to set aside pre-existing limitations or ideas or notions of things. Just be open. Just open up because I see that's going to serve you better. I think if you start going into that fear, if I'm not good enough, I'm not going to be able to pick this up. No, 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 you will. I see you picking it up. You're going to have people that are helping you. Ask for help, ask questions. I see you doing it, Aline. Okay. All right. Felicity. And then James. Hi. Let's see. Like William MD and I get into a romantic. Okay. So you're wanting to know if you and William, Will MD, sorry, and you, be in a romantic relationship in October. All right. Yes or no? I'm wondering if I should use my connections deck. I think I will. Well, first I'll use this and then I'll do it. All right. So, will Felicity and MD be in a romantic relationship in October some point this month coming? Is a romantic relationship going to develop between Felicity and MD? What do we need to know? Well, I am getting a card of walking away, leaving the past behind, and there is recognition and success over some kind of battle or challenge. So there's leaving the past behind after a great deal of challenge and being successful. So these cards, I think, would indicate yes, after one is willing to move on past certain challenges of the past, emotional challenges. It looks like it with those Eight of Cups. I don't know if there was some kind of dishonesty or cheating going on or hurt, broken heart, but we've got the broken heart card and trying to mend it. There's juggling, maybe dating, um, but not sticking to one person yet. And I think it's because there was a broken heart. I don't know if any of that makes sense, just what I'm getting. I do see communication. This is making things clear, talking, setting things up. I think you might. There's a completion card here, and there is freedom within this. There is because she's dancing. She's completed something. Something will be complete by then. I don't know if that's the end of a relationship that's ending where there was broken heart or just feelings that he needs to work through, or they, should I say, because I don't know who MD is, but I think there's a good possibility by taking action and using skills that one has to be successful with that goal. Okay. It's going to take a lot of work and doing things over and over again. That can be a little tedious, but if it means something, you work on it. I would say so, but there's an issue about control. So be mindful of that. Either not wanting to try to be too controlling oneself or to have someone else be too controlling. Working on trust is going to be big. Seeing it from another point of view, there could be a delay as well with the hangman. This is also could be a card of compromise, but seeing it from another's point of view is really important here, and maybe compromising. And that person may need some alone time to figure some things out, to reflect. So that combined with the uh, hanged man could be a delay for a time of where that they need to reflect and change their perspective, something that helps them gain clarity and realization. So be patient with them. If it isn't exactly in October, it might be November, whatever. But it looks to me like someone is working on dealing with trust issues, and I don't know that they're real keen to settle back down yet. I'd say if you begin seeing them, just enjoy the time that you're spending with them. Don't make them feel rushed or like they got to put a ring on it or whatever. Just enjoy it for what it is and just let it be open. Don't make them feel like you're demanding something from them. Let it breathe, is what I get. Because there are issues here with the Five of Pentacles, perhaps with self esteem, that needs some looking at. They might feel like they're not good enough, or issues like that, and they might need some help. It's interesting that we got the Five of Pentacles and then the Six. So maybe you'll be helping them with that and giving them real understanding that they are not that, giving them real truth. I really do feel like someone's got a very hurt feelings from this person that you're looking at, and that they need time to heal. Yes, I see some kind of clarity coming for sure with the Ace of Swords, and being patient, that it's one step at a time. And it's like you're making a garden, all right, Felicity? It's like you got to tend the soil, make the soil nice and healthy. Go slow. Don't rush this person. And just be there for them and be clear, be honest with them. Do not, whatever you do, don't even tell a white lie. This person is, I feel like, in need of trust and being able, they feel like they can trust you, and that takes time. So I see some sort of healing going on, and then I think it will be clear. And I believe eight of, yeah, this person needs to work through fear and uncertainty and lack of trust, and knowing that they're not being set up in some way, or they got to have trust. That's again going to take time, but I do see it expanding if you give them and don't push them. Give them air, give them space, and just be relaxed with them. It's a King of Wands here. Yes, I think he will have more room to think about that later. Maybe in the next, I keep getting the three, so I don't know. Maybe it could take possibly a few more months, um, until they're kind of able to think that way. Because I think their mind is still very hurt. There's still a lot of pain they're holding on to. And I think they're going to need help to get a better perspective on themselves. So if you can do that, if you can say, you're not that, you're a nice looking person and I like your energy. I'm sorry that you feel that way. That's not what I see. That kind of thing. They need to be encouraged. They kind of got broken down. So don't rush them. TLC, be supportive, don't make demands. Understand their processing, and that takes time. But it looks positive. I think for you, if you can be patient and not, you know, push the envelope and let it naturally come out and evolve. Let me know how things go, but take the gentle approach and, the tender, careful approach, like you would a whipped puppy, because this person's very, very raw, feels like. Okay? All right, James, my goodness, last one of the live, and I've made it almost to about the 2 hour mark, which is about regular. So we're doing pretty good here. All right, James, tell you about Laura and you. Okay. All right. I'm gonna use the connection deck now just to see what we get, and you can tell me if what's what. Hope you're still here, James. My lives do tend to run about 2 hours, so when I read people's questions, I try to keep it to no much more than that. So let's see, James, Rodriguez, and Laura. All right. Pardon me. Get a sip of coffee. Warm the vocal cords there. All right. Yeah, I'm getting that psychic warmth. Hey, James, thanks for hanging out. You are a good egg, my man. You and Laura, let's see what we get. Let's see what we get. All right, Holy Spirit, what what does James need to know about he and Laura? Please give any advice that would be helpful to James that he needs to be aware of. Hope my voice is still clear. All right. What would James, what would what would be good for James to know about he and Laura? What does he need to be aware of? James and Laura. James, excuse me, and Laura. My voice is starting to get a little scratchy. James and Laura. And then I do my group read. Don't want to forget that. What is their future? James and Laura. All right. We get slow down, take more time. That's a snail, in case you can't tell. So it's about slowing down. All right. And we get acceptance. You are enough. Okay. No need to feel insecure. I think in this relationship, you are fine the way you are. There is acceptance, perhaps, but just maybe slow the roll and just enjoy the time you spend uh, together or working on being together, whatever it is. But I see acceptance. I like that. They are good cards to get, like, especially if you like, does this person want to be with me? I get acceptance. But it's just that maybe they need it a little more slow. Abandoned, left behind. This person may have abandonment issues, or you might have them. I mean, we all kind of got them, but I feel like you need to set that aside. I feel like with the slow down acceptance card, I think they're saying this isn't necessary to worry about so much. She might also have issues of where she doesn't want to be left or issues of being left. Yeah, there's some emotional overwhelmed. So there's some intense emotions. And that's maybe why slowing down would be really helpful to kind of work through that for them, work through that for Laura and yourself. So I see this has potential. It's just that you need to both realize that you're enough to slow down with one another, and because there's maybe some emotional issues that need that and would benefit from the slowing down and just taking a slower, more relaxed pace, more at ease, not so intense or urgent. And I do get like confrontation, um, hostile conflict. Maybe they've dealt with somebody that's abusive. I don't know. Or they might have some anger, some kind of confrontation. Let's just see what's with that. Oh, soulmate, unbreakable bond. Interesting. I think that even if you believe that you guys are, let's say, soulmates, or that's an understanding, again, slow down. If you push this, or if somebody else is pushing that, it can cause this kind of a stubborn reaction. It could cause some sort of confrontation. So again, I don't think that there's any need to get too fast here, because even if you, I think, are meant to be together, the soulmate, the unbreakable bond, there's no need to rush. Rushing will only cause someone to get more emotionally confused, possibly angry or hostile. Give them space, you know, again, let her have space and not feel like there's she's being pushed emotionally. But just be there. Just slow down. Unintended, not meant that way. You may not have meant to make someone feel uh, defensive on some level. And then it's so weird. We get intended and not intended. I'm not sure what that's about. So some things may be intended, other things not. That's another reason to slow down. If there's crossed signals, crossed communication, I'm not clear what you're doing and why you're doing it. Maybe more communication needs to happen between you and Laura. Just to slow it down and make sure that you're on the same page. Needing embrace, affection, hugs. I think showing and displaying that affection looks like it is something that is needed. Yeah, and to keep trying, perseverance. Right now, I think Laura might be having some emotional issues there to do with abandonment. And again, just like I was saying before, it's trust, and that takes time. And affection is needed. Don't give up on it. It's coming, but you just need to, I think, not make things feel like they're being pushed. My cat's doing I don't know if it's picking up my mic, but she's doing her claws on her cardboard thing. Proud, you are doing well. Proud, you are doing well. I am proud of you. So, and we get planned my way. I think don't try to control it. Allow her to have more say, to feel more in control. Because someone that has not felt in control and has felt abandoned uh, may end up just being defensive. I think, again, just keep in mind that slowing things down, it's not going to mean that things don't come together. In fact, it's the way things will come together. I think if you try to get too urgent or too insecure on anyone's part here, I think that's going to create problems. Slow it down, talk, breathe. All right. And I do see things coming together, but this person has got to feel like they're not going to be trapped. That's the key. Release, let go of any negative feelings, grudges, negative, toxic stuff. Let it go. And I think Laura might as well. There's some things here that need to be released, kind of like an introspection is needed where feelings are, they have time to think and give them a little space too. There might be needing to have to realize that they don't want to be alone, and it might help them to release some sort of loneliness as well. So if you let go, let's say talking trash on somebody that they were with or something, that might be even more helpful just to like get her to move on. Be organic, exactly. There's no need to be anything but, and definitely, again, there shouldn't be any rushing going on here. It's the need to find one's feet again first, and to feel, to have some affection, not just, you know, am I? I was so worried I wasn't. You're hitting the nail right on the head. You always show up on my path when I need clarification. Maya, you're the best. Thank you. James, you don't know how much that means because I see these cards and I don't know how they apply to you. I can only tell you the vibe I'm getting, but I'm happy to help you with this. So I would just really focus on letting go of anything, like I said, grudges, negativity, good stuff. Feed your mind, good stuff. Introspection, knowing, and just being supportive and allowing that person to feel like they're not being trapped. Yeah, we have father energy and leader here. Let's see what we get with it. I am sweating buckets, y'all. I had to go. Journey is over. I could not stay. I don't know. You've been focusing on yourself. Good. And I think, you've got to do here the message is also that you have to move on from whatever in the past is over and just keep going toward that healthy path. But the focus really, really is on learning to release and let it go so that you're fresh, that your arms are not holding on to, oh, that really pissed me off the other day and da 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 da. It's so easy to do that. And just go, you know what, God, I don't need this. I'm just going to let you, you know, help me today to enjoy the small things. I'm going to enjoy the sunshine, a meal, whatever. I don't think that she's quite ready. So there's time as well that's needed, that's slowing down, unprepared. But there's going to be transformation. Just give it time. Transformation, different form. That came with unprepared. So it really is about time where this is concerned. And then you're going to be tracking. I'm going to just want to pull two more cards, and then I'll read for us as a group. Yeah, spirit guide. Ask your spirit guides to help you. Say, look, guide my words, Holy Spirit. Help me exactly, Isadora, and help me to say and express myself the best way, the most healing way, etc. Ask your guides for help and show gratitude. It says thank you. Thoughtful gestures, people appreciate a little thoughtful gesture. Some flowers, uh, maybe a coffee or something, little things like that. This, really will be more important than you think. So you just keep doing as you're doing, and I think you're going to be fine. Just don't allow this situation with this person to be rushed. That's the message over and over. All right? Okay. All right. Now I'm going to do a reading for everyone that's subscribed to BlackCat Tarot. And I am going to use this one's just slipped and went toward me. The Energy Oracle by Sandra Ann Taylor. And I'm going to pull 4 cards for us. You're welcome, James. It's a pleasure and an honor to read for you and everyone today. Thank you so much. It really is an honor to read for people. And I hope it's helpful. All right, this is going to be for, my goodness, we're going into October so soon. Tomorrow, my word. Okay, this will be till the 5th, through the 5th. Oh, I had to change it. Yeah, but you know what? Hey, Artist Liz, I should be back again next Sunday at my usual time, unless there's some more family stuff going on or I'm not feeling well. I'm doing the group reading for the whole group now. I do apologize for having to reschedule a few times, but I wouldn't have been able to read for you. So let's see. What is our advice for this week? The rest of this week through what did I have? The 8th? No, not the 8th. Silly, the 5th. All right. So, Holy Spirit, guides, please advise me what we need to share for the subscriber week. What do we need to keep in mind for our week? Subscribers of the channel. What is our message for the week? What is our encouragement and advice? Thank you very much. And thank you all very much. It's a pleasure. All right, here we go. All right, we're getting the garden and the gate. You see, I'm going to need to use the book on this one a little bit. That's number 3. So she's by a gate leading out. And then we have the thinking man. We have the garden and the gate and the thinking man. What is he holding? Crystals. Okay. And first chakra and Archangel Michael. Guess we'll be praying to him this week, as usual. And the final card, ooh, the third chakra, which is, so we're going to be working on our chakras, our sacral, which is the red, and that's Archangel Michael. And then the third, the stomach, the golden solar plexus, which is Chamuel, Angel Chamuel. I'll have to look that up. I don't even know. All right, so let's go. We got 2 angels to be conversing with, and let's see what this means. All right. I'm grateful that they numbered these cards. Okay, let's go. 30. I'm finally cooling off. Thank goodness. Woo! All right. So the garden and the gate is about abundant prosperity and staying safe. Hmm. Upright, the card shows a peaceful young woman in a beautifully blossoming garden with colorful flowers all around. However, the gate to the road outside the garden is locked. And while the girl wears a key on a chain around her neck. So the card upright bodes well for a financial scene. In fact, there may be a lot of money. Hey, I'll take that. Or other personal pleasures coming your way at this time. But be aware the choice to stay in the seeming security of this lovely garden may be actually motivated by the habit of fear of the unknown. Beauty is enticing and worth enjoying, but you may not be giving your spirit the freedom to roam. When it's fine to amass a great deal of wealth, while it's fine to amass a great deal of wealth, don't let it keep you from your karmic path or living your truth. You have the choice to shift your focus and widen your spiritual perspective and gain the world that is just outside your gate. To me, this is sometimes we have to take a risk. Sometimes we have to go outside of our comfort zone and being pleasantly surprised. And it could end up being a huge gain in our life if we are willing to take that risk. Keep that in mind this week. Going outside the comfort zone versus staying safe and sound may not always be the best bet. Okay? Sometimes staying in this what is secure is more out of fear and less out of growth. Okay? And it's accompanied by the thinking man, 46, the one that was holding the crystals. Here we go. Hello, Mr. This is such a neat deck. I need to use it more. Okay. Well, this is masculine energy and male wisdom or understanding. All right, this card shows a man standing before an archway, gazing at crystals in his hand. He is thoughtful and reflective and is representing the potential presence of a teacher in your life now, or one that's about to arrive soon. This person may be there to educate you in the finer details of your chosen direction, or may be there to assist you in some specific spiritual, mental, or emotional pursuits. The card is telling you to pay attention, for this could lead to great strides in personal or professional growth. This man may also be a love interest coming your way, or perhaps just a new male friend. But be on the lookout for this guide in the physical world and be open to his information. Learn what you can, which could be a new discipline, a new technique, a course of study, or a healing practice that could change your life forever. Go outside the comfort zone. Maybe where there's something new that someone could teach you something new, possibly male. All right, and that could even be on YouTube. Could be teaching you how to meditate in a different way or to play a guitar, you know, something that would really benefit. We just have to be open, be willing to go out of our comfort zone when if because I'm that Virgo and I'm kind of like, I like my house. And there's a part of me that goes, Maya, girl, you got to get out. And then I'm always happy that I do. All right, so I like that. We got to change the way we think. We have to be open to the advice or guidance that may come through a male energy and be willing to go beyond the garden gate to see the pretty flowers outside there too. There might be something new that we need to bring into our life and share with other people. And we got a teacher, and that could be somebody in our physical, uh, you know, realm that we either actually cross paths with or even, social media. We just got to be open. All right. Now, the first chakra is Archangel Michael. Okay, that's our sexual reproductive organ area and our tailbone, way, way down there, our primal instinct. And then we have our feelings and whatnot with the solar plexus with Archangel Chamuel, or Chamuel, I think that's how you say it. So let's read about that. And again, thank you, everyone. It's a pleasure. All right, let's take 35 and 37. So they're kind of close together. I got to keep this. I got so much organizing to do here. It's not funny. And no energy to do it. Ugh. Okay, let's see. Okay, there's that one. And all right. So far, this is making sense too. You're welcome. You're welcome, Artist Liz. Okay, so Michael, hubba hubba, stability and security. Isn't that interesting how we're kind of touching into that again? Security and stability. All right. Michael holds a beautiful globe. Oh, right here. Of red energy at the first chakra, which is located at the base of our spine. This is the place where your sense of stability and security are stored. When this card is upright, and it is, it reveals that your energy is flowing freely regarding these issues. Even if you've had problems in the past feeling secure, these challenges are beginning to be resolved at this time. The thinking man, right? Take some advice, go outside of our uh, comfort zone. We'll be safe, we'll be okay. Archangel Michael is with you, bringing you strength and personal stability. You are capable of taking action and moving toward your path. So allow yourself to feel increasing faith in your own power and security now and always. Know that if you go beyond your little gate of comfort, that the angels got your back. They're not going to let you, fall into a black hole. you know, you might need to expand a little. And then we have Archangel Chamuel. I'm going to have to read more about him. And here he is, the emotions of desire. Okay. And life force energy, chi. That's when people that wear us out, like when Ash has to be at that shelter and the emotional energy is just draining. Or at my house, when I've got family that have issues, and we all do, right? But sometimes we all get drained by everybody. So, upright, the Archangel Chamuel is holding a beautiful golden sphere at the solar plexus. Quite a nice looking fellow. Angel, should I say, which is the location of your third chakra, right? Your belly button. Okay. And the center of your life force energy. The issues here revolve around the emotions of desire and your personal energy. When this card is upright, it indicates an increased enthusiasm is present or will soon be on its way. This is a great time to move toward completing your desires. Your life force is vibrating with your power and resonance. And your soul is calling you to direct your energy in a focused, purposeful manner. This angel of power is with you now, so go for it. All right, well, we are being encouraged this week to go out of our comfort zone, to be in conversation with Michael and Chamuel, archangels, and to be mindful of the energy of our basic security and trust in that they've got us, they've got our back, and to listen, to be open to listen to possibly a masculine energy that is bringing guidance, advice, or training on how to do something new. There's something very good that we could uh, pull away from that would be life changing, would be really beneficial to, I think, our life force energy and our overall sense of security and our esteem. That we would really start to say, hey, too bad, I kind of like me now. All right, just a few more because I love you all. We are on a journey. There we are. See, they're holding the lantern and they've got their bags, but we don't want to leave, some of the old baggage that isn't ours. Let's leave that behind. Like being afraid and not believing that we can do certain things because we're being told right here, you can. Knock that off. The angels are waiting for you to get on board with them. They want to help. So we're going to reach out to Michael and Chamuel. And we've got a contract. We got some karma stuff here going. And it's part of our journey. It's part of our blueprint that we came in is to go through this. All right? So let's get out of our don't let's not be afraid and let's just say, okay, when I get an opportunity to do something really different or to take a different perspective, whatever, let's try it and follow it through to the end. I think we're going to have something really exciting to share with each other maybe next Sunday. All right. All right, you guys. It's part of our blueprint, what's going on. This is part of our journey. Trust and really work on helping your first and second chakras. You could even do some little meditations and invite in these angels, Michael and Chamuel. And let's work with them. Thank you. Thank you, archangels. All right. Hey, not too bad when we get a week where the angels are helping us. Well, they're always helping us, but they're going to help us get out to feel more secure, to get out of our comfort zone, and to expand our lives for the better. We just got to trust and give them that trust. All right, y'all? Okay. All right. I love you. Know that you're never, ever alone. And I'm usually here every Sunday. And if not, I'll be here at some point for a makeup because I miss you guys and you help me as much as I help you. All right? All right. Chin up. Don't mind the nonsense with all the politics and stuff. Keep yourself, keep your heart protected and ablaze with love and empathy. All right? All right. I love you guys. Take care. Bye. And have fun.